I call on all Canadians to stand up and be vigilant against the terrorist threat against our nation. Thank you, and I will take some questions at this time.
What do you mean by be vigilant?
I think what is clear is that the agencies themselves cannot address this problem. We need cooperation from various community groups. Very recently, the Somali community, for example, spoke to our security agencies about concerns that they had about the radicalization that was taking place inside their community, and that they had fears that some individuals from their community, young men in particular, had gone to Somalia to fight jihad. That was brought to the attention of the security agencies. I think it's that kind of vigilance that is absolutely necessary in order to deal with these kinds of problems.
I'm sorry to just take a slightly different tone, but why has your government not released the report into the long gun registry that the RCMP had ready 6 months ago, saying that it was good value for taxpayers' money?
The report has not been finalized, and as soon as that report is finalized, I will make sure that it's released. Next question.
Without getting into the details of this case, can you give some idea of the scale of this threat, the scope?
Well, I don't want to get into the specifics of the case, but what I indicated in that speech that I provided on August the 9th in Toronto, and in my discussions with the Homeland Security Secretary, Janet Napolitano, of the American administration, there's a growing concern about radicalization inside Canada. So that is homegrown terrorism. And that is a phenomena that we have seen in many Western democracies, and it's a relatively new phenomena that we must be very vigilant about. So we're not necessarily looking at people coming into the country, but indeed there are people inside our country who, for one reason or another, have become radicalized. Part of that radicalization process has been a product, or I guess has been influenced by the internet, and certainly the Americans, as well as our own security officials, have realized that.
How can we quell fears of Winnipeggers? You know, that one of these, the main suspect here was trained and lived in Winnipeg.
Well, I think what what I want to emphasize, without getting into the details of this case, is that the radicalization that occurs does not necessarily occur inside one particular geographical location, whether it's Toronto, Vancouver, Winnipeg, or elsewhere. Individuals can become radicalized by the internet or by other mechanisms, even in some of the most isolated areas of Canada. So that's why I've stated Canadians need to be vigilant in terms of expressing and reporting that kind of concern should they come across suspicious or disconcerting incidents.